Jackson caught up to his sophomore classmate in this Village Pantry parking lot.
Did it ever become clear through all of this what the defendant's motive was in this killing?
It's never been clear to me, and all the defendant has ever disclosed about it is that they saw him, they asked what he was looking at, and they started chasing him.
Witnesses said that Jackson and another teen then beat, stomped, and kicked Derek Hale until he died.
The crime is a tragedy. He never denied that he wasn't involved, and never denied that it was a tragedy and that Derek Hale certainly was a victim, but he never did mean to kill him.
Today at Jackson's sentencing, the judge said that it was difficult to imagine beating another person to death.
But I just think about when he does get out, will there be another boy or girl waiting for him to beat and pull like he did my son, or will prison rehabilitate him like they say they think it will? I don't know.
The prosecutor said that Jackson is a gang member who still rebels in thoughts of gang affiliation and murder. Leon Collins, Wish TV, News 8.
The judge hopes that Earl Jackson's 55-year sentence sends a message to gang members that their violence will not be tolerated.
An Indianapolis teen has been shot to death, and Marion County Sheriff's deputies say it was no accident. The incident happened last night near the 1000 block of South Rybolt. Investigators say 17-year-old Andrew Spaulding was sitting in a car with two friends when 17-year-old Billy Jack Angel Jr. started banging on the windows. Spaulding reportedly shot Angel in the head out of fright, but deputies say it was simply recklessness with a gun. Spaulding is expected to be charged with murder. Eastside churches may be safer tonight. As many as 30 burglaries at the churches may now be solved with the confession of a man who says he was stealing to support a drug habit. Under arrest is 32-year-old David E. Johnson. A woman who realized she'd purchased a stolen computer from Johnson turned him in. When police questioned the suspect, they say he admitted to 17 burglaries. He said he may have committed more, but was often too high to remember the crimes. Johnson faces up to 24 years in prison if convicted.
All signs continue to point to a steel mill in Pittsboro. Now, during a 7-hour meeting that ended early this morning, town officials approved a plan to rezone the land needed for the plant. A number of people spoke both for and against the mill. Qualitech is hoping to build a $200 million scrap steel recycling and mini mill near the Hendricks County town. Now, opponents say it will be too close to a school. Proponents say it will boost the area's economy. 2 Westside Indianapolis public housing units are in for a multi-million-dollar facelift. Groundbreaking ceremonies were held today at the Concord Village Apartments. Concord and the Eagle Creek Apartments will receive more than $30 million. The money will be used for rebuilding, economic development in the area, and crime control. Well, May will be a terrible month for Bonnie and Arthur Brown.
It brings back painful memories and dreams that will never come true for their son, Harley. Eric Culverson tells us Harley's story forces the Browns to recall 2 mistakes, both of them out of their control.
Most people can't believe that this is happening. I can't believe it's happening, and we've been fighting about it now for just about a year.
Bonnie Brown is fighting for her son, Harley.
We buried him on May 21st, 1991.
He was only 9 weeks old.
And when he passed away, we wanted to bury him here because a lot of my husband's family is buried here. Unfortunately, I know this is sacred ground. I can't trust the people who control this sacred ground.
Bonnie Brown lost her faith in the Tetersburg Cemetery when she was told Harley's casket had to be moved.
It's not our fault. When we discussed it with the cemetery board, they stated that these 3 plots were open, that nobody had claimed them.
The problem is the plots did belong to someone else.
Betty Martin is buried right here.
No one realized it until Orla Martin of Kokomo lost his wife, and he wants the space next to Betty.
And they're talking about moving Harley down there.
This is where Harley can be reburied, down at the other end of the cemetery. Now, it's nowhere near family, so the cemetery operators have offered the Browns the opportunity to buy the plots on either side of their son. The cemetery board will pay to move Harley since it admits its mistake. The move must be made by the end of July as part of a court order. The Browns accepted it, but they don't like it.
I want the people to know how painful this is to have this done because of somebody's mistake. We can't go on with our lives until this angel is allowed to rest in peace.
Eric Halverson, Wish TV News 8, on your side.
The Browns say a contaminated vaccination caused Harley's death. It was administered while Harley's father, Arthur, was in the Air Force. The Browns are suing the government for malpractice and wrongful death, a case that is pending. We'll have more on their story tomorrow.
Okay. Well, if you've been caught up in our I-Team reports on exotic animals in Indiana, you won't want to miss the follow-up.
One woman's exotic animals were taken away from what authorities say were unhealthy living conditions, but she is fighting back. That story is next.
Hello out there, it's me. Everybody knows how much I love to eat. And I can't think of a better place to be than a place like this. Take it away, Mr. Marsh.
Thanks, Garfield. We're proud to have you as our Grand Marshal of our 1996 500 Festival Parade. And to celebrate, here's something really special.
It's the Marsh Fat Cat Track Pack, filled with everything that's gonna make you smile, and available for a limited time only in the Marsh Deli.
So what do you think, Garfield?
All right, Don. Give me 4. Hey, where's my dessert? Oh, Odie, why don't you go out and play on the track? See if any cars are coming.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't go at it the old-fashioned way. Tear through it with a garden claw from Garden Weasel.
Just position it like this, and you'll be ready to cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed.
The hardened steel tines rip through tough soil with just a twist of the comfort grip handles, even in heavy clay.
And it comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw.
From Garden Weasel.
The Garden Claw is available at Kmart, Osco drugstores, Sears, and Frank's Nursery and Crafts.
As a businesswoman and mother of 2, one of the most important reasons I'm supporting Rex Early is his plan for a $25 license plate. It's a tax cut that will help every Hoosier, particularly working mothers and seniors.
I'm Rex Early. I'm a conservative businessman. An average working family pays hundreds of dollars to buy their license plates. As governor, I'll change that to a flat $25, because I believe you can spend your money better than any politician can.
Dear Dave, I'm looking for something new and a big juicy cheeseburger with the works. And if you could make it 99 cents, I'd be grateful. I got a lot of expenses. P.S. I sure love a Thousand Island dressing. I hear you loud and clear.
Introducing Wendy's 99-cent Deluxe Double Stack. Dave stacked down 2 patties of fresh beef, a full quarter pound, American cheese, fresh toppings, and creamy Thousand Island dressing.
Great sandwich, Dave. Why didn't I write sooner? Well, you sound pretty busy.
Wendy's 99-cent quarter pound Deluxe Double Stack Cheeseburger. Big taste, small price.
As part of our investigation of wild pets in Indiana, the News 8 I-Team showed you several animals seized from a Monroe County home.
But the owners say those animals should not have been taken. I-Team reporter Neil Moore is here this evening with an update. Neil?
Ken and Tina, for 17-year-old Rochelle Cox and her 22-year-old husband Toby, the dream of owning and breeding exotic animals may be short-lived.
Cages up, you know, we were going to do everything, and everything just went, you know, down the drain. Couldn't believe that they were gone, you know.
When authorities seized 3 mountain lions and an African lion along with other animals from this Monroe County home, they did so because of what they called poor living conditions.
What's the matter? Rick, I see no food, no water, nothing in there.
They didn't see food or water. We had been out the night before. They had ate all their food, and cats have a notion of spilling their water.
But a DNR officer who was there disputes Cox's explanation.
You could almost put your hands around their flanks because their stomachs were very ganned in that area.
Recently, the young couple purchased the 2 older animals, planning to breed them, but soon decided they were too much to handle.
You know, I didn't have that much experience with them, so I didn't want to make my experience in getting an arm tore off by a cat I didn't know.
This is not the couple's first brush with authorities. Monroe County Animal Control has been here at least 4 times the past 6 months, and the Coxes have been repeatedly cited for not having required animal permits. They did apply for a federal license, but their check bounced. Now, Animal Control says it will give the animals back only when they are properly licensed.
Nobody's going to change my mind about how I feel about my cats and how, if you know, I want to raise my cats. I've only heard problems around the state of Indiana. I'm about ready to get the hell out of here.
And the I-Team has also given this letter from a veterinarian who says they looked at the animals down there and in their view they were okay. But the couple not out of the woods, they face a $2,000 fine, and as we said, it is not likely they're going to get the rest of those animals back anytime soon.
You mentioned the fine. What about any criminal charges being filed in this case?
Yeah, that's a good question. The Monroe County Prosecutor's Office is investigating the circumstance down there, and if some criminal charges are not filed, the couple then faces the likelihood of a civil charge for improper animal care.
Neil Moore with the I-Team. Thank you. Still to come here on News 8 at 5 o'clock today, we'll show you how fast the T-shirts and numbers are going for this year's mini marathon.
Everybody in the mini has to come this way. I'm Ray Rice downtown, and this is day one of Packet Pickup. We'll have a live report coming up just ahead on News 8.
Tonight on Wish TV.
Tonight, let there be silence.
Good evening, gentlemen.
The only motion picture in 50 years to win all 5 top Academy Awards. CBS Tonight, Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins. The Silence of the Lambs contains some violent scenes.
Kids having kids is wrong. It traps everyone involved in a life of poverty, welfare, and crime. Young people need to know their actions have consequences. We must help neighborhoods, religious institutions, and families to create a culture that says teen pregnancy is wrong. Young fathers must be responsible, required to work to support their children. Teen moms need to live with their families and finish school. Government causes the breakdown of the family. I'll work to strengthen it.
Truck lovers, get ready for some big news on your favorite full-size pickup. Right now, for a limited time, you can drive a new Ford F-150 at low 4.8% financing or choose $600 cash back. That's 4.8% financing for 48 months on America's best-selling full-size pickup 19 straight years. And every F-150 comes with a standard driver's airbag, rear anti-lock brakes, and for a limited time, get free air conditioning on manual transmission trucks. But remember, this is a limited time offer.
Get this. She wants to change her name from Heather to Feather. She's very picky about her food.
Fried
Bill
chicken.
thinks he's losing his little girl and his Kentucky Fried Chicken. So last night he brings them a bucket.
Hello.
And in it, he's got the original recipe and this new tender roast. It's in pieces. It's a whole new deal. Bill's got his fried pieces, Heather's got her roasted pieces.
Thanks, Dad.
And I've just got pieces.
New tender roast, now any way you like it, roasted or fried. All you need is a little KFC. Now make it mom's choice. Mix and match our fried chicken with new tender roast. Get 8 pieces, 2 large sides, and 4 biscuits, just $10.99.
Civic Club President Larry Kelly was hailed as a clear thinker, in spite of his cluttered garage. So Larry met with his advisors at Builders Square, where he found the ways to make his garage neater and the means to make the job go faster. He put up shelves, hooks, and a very presidential cabinet. Now the only thing left to organize is Larry's re-election.
This Stanley half-horsepower garage door opener is only $149.99 and installation is just $29. Builders Square, getting America squared away.
Well, time now to talk about weather. Happy May Day, first day of May, but it feels more like the first day of March, kind of, you know?
Kind of does, but there's a trace of spring in the air. We can't complain too loudly.
trace.
Cliff, could it be a sign of things to come?
Ah, yes, those old temperatures are going to be warming up just fine. Yes, indeed. Even saw, well, you know, we did have a little hail today, and that was from Weather Watch who called in from Brownsburg as we had some thunder showers move through. I'll show you in a time lapse in just a second. Oh, isn't that a pretty shot outside? This is looking toward the northwest from downtown Indianapolis here. Pretty much some fair weather clouds out there, not much falling from these clouds, at least this late afternoon. And I'll show you live radar. First of all, precipitation amounts from the local weather station. Most of these came this morning, the amounts of rain that we've seen here. Newmarket Elementary, 1/4 inch of rain. And then you'll notice just about everywhere else, just on the light side, Greensburg, 12/100ths, Orleans Elementary down to the south there, 12/100ths as well. So, had a little rain come to town on this first day of May. Now, this is what's happened during the past 12 hours, the cloud radar composite. You can see, I'll show you again where the heavier rains came, right this morning, right there, but you can see them zip through. And then here we have those thunder showers that popped through. And if we take a little bit closer look, the National Weather Service radar will show actually that this came associated with a trough that scooted out of the way. A little closer in look on the radar will indicate exactly where those showers are, right over here in eastern Ohio. And so if we look back in Indiana, everything's nice and quiet back in our area for now, but there's a storm system that'll be moving up for tomorrow evening, it looks like, maybe some more rain. This evening, however, in Indianapolis, clearing skies, cool, low temperature of about 40 degrees, and today's high was 64. For tomorrow, we are going to see a high of about 68 degrees. Excuse me, my cord got caught over here. Sunny to partly sunny, chance of afternoon showers. For the mini marathon, Friday morning, I think whatever rain comes to town, late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, will have ended for the marathon by then.
Perfect.
Always good news. Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks, Cliff. The first major event of race month comes up on Friday.
And as we told you earlier, it's the mini marathon, of course, and today is Packet Pickup Day for those who will be in it. Ray Rice is standing by live downtown with more on that. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Tina. Thank you. And right back in there is Bill Rogers, four-time winner of the Boston Marathon and the New York Marathon, signing some autographs. Eric Culberson will talk with him in about 10 minutes or so. And it's been pretty busy here all day long. Packet Pickup. It began 11 o'clock, but many people got here early.
Thank you. Shirts are over there down on those striped tents over there next to that building. That's where you pick up your T-shirt. You're welcome.
At last, the T-shirts and numbers and official entry into the 20th annual Indianapolis 500 Mini Marathon. And this year, there are more than ever.
We were only about 300 short of reaching the 15,000, so what we had to do was we took everything that came into the mail, that's Saturday's mail, and so that put us at that figure that we ended up with.
16,707, mostly just people who want to be a part of it.
I took the Bricks to Bricks class and followed most of the instructions, so hopefully I'll do okay.
Are you ready?
I hope so. I had open heart surgery 16 weeks ago, so I'm going to give this a twist and see what happens.
Coach, what kind of training have I been doing? Painful, mostly painful. It's my first attempt.
Oh, really?
If it gets any worse, I'm going to go back to cigarette smoking, but I quit that. And this seemed like a logical thing to do.
I thank you all. Thanks. Good luck.
The Mini Marathon is a race for only a handful. The vast majority are in it for reasons of their own. And it all begins again at 9 o'clock Friday morning. I'm Ray Rice, Wish TV News 8 with Indiana's Own. And we're back live now. Packet Pickup continues tomorrow and Friday morning. And during the race, we're going to try something new this year. I don't think anybody's done it. We're going to run the mini marathon with one of these little small camcorders. I'm going to interview all 16,707 participants for Indiana's Own on Friday night.
Okay. Good luck.
Daunting task. Thank you, Ray.
Well, we hear from Reggie for the first time today.
Yeah, Reggie's talking about the playoffs and his health. Here's Mark Patrick with sports.
Just as Ken and Tina have told you, we're going to hear from Reggie Miller coming up next in 550 Sports. Stay with us.
It's been the most negative primary campaign for a statewide office in Indiana history.
As prosecutor, Steve Goldsmith let 1/3 of convicted cocaine dealers walk free.
It's shameless. My opponent is distorting my record.
Political mudslinging. How much is too much? Get the results of an exclusive Wish TV poll tomorrow at 5 on 24-hour News 8.
It's our 20th anniversary, and at Chi-Chi's, we're busting loose with more fun than you can shake a stick at. All for just $5.99. There'll be free chips and salsa, incredible drinks, and our gift to you, the El Grande Burrito, chicken or beef, for just $5.99. So hurry into Chi-Chi's for our 20th anniversary celebration.
I grew up in a small town. In fact, I still help run my family's small business there. And I believe I can bring some good old-fashioned common sense to government. I believe that we should move people off welfare and require work. And I believe we should have mandatory jail terms to keep the worst criminals behind bars. And I believe we can get drugs and violence out of our schools and parents and discipline back in. As governor, I'll always do what's right for Indiana. To me, that's just common sense.
Problem. You could have used some better advice on your last outdoor project, not to mention better lumber. Solution? Go to Lowe's. Because Lowe's experts can show you the right way to complete any outdoor project. With free computer deck design, the finest lumber, and brand name tools, Lowe's has everything you need to get the job done right. Plus, nobody beats Lowe's prices, guaranteed. So, to really get a jump on your next outdoor project, go to Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows outdoor projects.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Center for Hip and Knee Surgery and Kendrick Memorial Hospital. Leaders in orthopedic care, specializing in the way you move.
From Phoenix to Disney to the Indy 500, right along with Track Team 8. It's the way to May. Tonight at 8 on Wish TV.
Reggie Miller deemed the masses worthy of hearing his words today and finally shared them in MSA. 31 has begun light workouts, but was only cleared by doctors after his press conference today to begin some light running and some shooting. You see him stretching there with the mild-mannered Ahern goggles.
No, I still have double vision. Looking straight on, I'm fine, and looking to the right, I'm fine. But when I look up, when I look inward or to the left, that's where I'm experiencing my double vision. And probably when I look up, it's the worst. And when I shoot, that's what I do, is I look at the ball, and that's where I'm having double vision.
In Atlanta, the Hawks feeling, mighty good about their 2-1 advantage in the best-of-5 series. A win for Lenny Wilkins' club, and the Pacers can start making off-season plans that would suit the confident Hawks just fine.
We're not even thinking about going back to Market Square Arena, but if that happens, we have confidence that we can go in there and win, but we're not going to look past Thursday. We had a good opportunity to start the game and to try to win it here Thursday.
I don't want to go back to Indianapolis at all. It's a tough place to play, and you just don't want to give them that opportunity at all. So, yeah, it's do or die for really both of us, I think.
Don't forget, odd starting time tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in Atlanta. If necessary, Game 5, Market Square Arena, Sunday, not Saturday, Sunday. The time would be announced because it would be national television on NBC. Last night at the Palace, the Magic became the first team to advance to round 2 when they swept Doug Collins' Pistons. Grab that carton of Kleenex, everybody.
Our guys didn't think that I let them down tonight. I've been ejected out of 2 games my whole career as a player and as a coach. And I just was going to go to bat for him. And when I left, I felt my spirit was still with him.
Georgetown sophomore sensation Allen Iverson officially announced his intentions to enter the NBA draft. This comes as no surprise to those who have seen Iverson in the last couple of months driving a $110,000 Mercedes, not the wheels of your average college kid. He's the first player to leave Georgetown early under John Thompson. He led the Hoyas to the Great 8 in the NCAA tournament this year. Most experts think Iverson will be the second player taken in the draft behind Marcus Camby. Indians try to regroup tonight as they continue their road trip in Omaha. Last night, the Royal Blues swept a doubleheader from the Tribe. In the bigs, the wind blowing out between the vines and the friendly confines for the Cubs and the Cards. Tied at 2 in the second. Ryne Sandberg. Oh, pick it up. A 2-run homer, 1 of 2 on the day for Rhino. And the Cubs led 4-2. It was 4-3 in the third when Scott Service goes the other way for the other 2-run jack of the game, and it is! Cubs win 9-3. A lot of calls today about Vincent Witt. He is the kid out of Greensboro, North Carolina, who is a big high school star. He was considering IU and Clemson. Well, he took the Tigers today over the Hoosiers. Bill Parcells' contract is now going to expire in New England after this season, not in 2 years, after he restructured it with team ownership today. And the Dallas Cowboys, according to Financial World magazine, are worth $272 million. The Yankees are the top baseball club at $209 million. The Knicks, the top NBA team, at $205 million. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, Speedway Today on Wish TV at 5.
Speedway Today is brought to you by OSCO, by the American Dairy Association of Indiana, by your Central Indiana Dodge dealers, and by Ameritech.
Excuse me, sir, do you have a cellular phone?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, so do I.
Ameritech has made cellular much more affordable. With Pick Up and Go Cellular starting as low as $17.95 a month, each includes a free portable phone, airtime, and service. Act now and get free activation and your first month's access free.
Excuse me, have you a cellular phone?
Ameritech. your link to better communication.
When you change everything and break the rules, you can expect a reaction. We sure got one. Sales records got shattered. So we're celebrating our best sales ever with savings on this Best Buy, Dodge Intrepid. Intrepid has more passenger room, power, and equipment standard than Ford Taurus. And now with up to $1,500 cash savings, this Best Buy simply can't get any better. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Can I get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
I need 2 specials. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh? You become a sweet taste in my mouth. Ooh. And I know you're gonna. Oh, yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
Got milk? Check, please.
We sound the same, but I'm powered by Osco brand batteries that cost 21% less than the national brands. What do you say to that?
At Osco, you'll find hundreds of Osco brand products that can save you 17 to 50% off the national brands. And each one is covered by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. These two saline solutions look the same, have the same active ingredient. The only real difference is the Osco brand costs 32% less.
At Osco, you can count on people who care.
As the Speedway ushers in a new era with some new faces, it was fitting to kick off May festivities at a downtown club near and dear to the Holman family. Dick Ray reports on the gathering of racers at the Indianapolis Athletic Club.
The Speedway's link to the IAC goes back more than a half-century when Tony Holman dreamed of resurrecting an American classic. Today, the Downtown Athletic Club was a place where his grandson and others were beginning to realize their wildest racing dreams.
You know, from a public's perception standpoint, you know, I think it's business as usual, and we're excited about some of the new business partners that we have, that we've had a relationship in the past, maybe not to as high a degree, but you know, we're happy that they see the IRL as the opportunity that we believe it is.
And I'd said when I was 15 years old, when I began racing cars, I said if I could not reach the Speedway by the time I was 30 years old, that I would retire. Now, I don't know if I would have held true to that to this day, but May 4th is my 30th birthday, so that goal was set, and I achieved it.
This Get Acquainted session also featured some tried and true stars still looking for a lofty place in Speedway history.
You still have to do 500 miles and get everything right, and that's never easy, and you have a lot of pit stops to do. So, but I think we have a very decent shot of maybe doing it, and we're going to definitely do our best.
The face of an Unser appears on the famous Borg-Warner Trophy a total of 9 times. And while none of the former winners will be competing in this year's event, the family will be well represented. His father, Jerry, was the first Unser to race at Indy and lost his life before his brothers went on to greatness. Now, Johnny Unser gets his turn.
It's such a tradition in the family, and Indianapolis means so much to the Unser family for a lot of reasons. You know, the Speedway has been really good to the family, and the Speedway's been, hard to the family on the other hand because it took my father's life. But, in general, we have a lot of respect for the Speedway, and we approach it, in that sort of manner, and I think that's what that with a lot of determination is what has made the Unser family successful here.
Some things about the Speedway you just can't change. I'm Dick Ray, Wish TV Sports 8 for Speedway Today.
Our first 500 special is tonight at 8 o'clock, The Way to May on Wish TV, as Richard takes you through the trials and travails of the first IRL running of the Indianapolis 500. Mike and Marie, we'll see you at 6:20.
Okay, Mark, very good. Thanks, Mark Patrick. Well, Debbie is on special assignment tonight. Anne-Marie Tiernon and I will have these stories next.
In just 2 days, the gates will open here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What kind of support is out there for the Indy Racing League? I'm Pam Kramer. We'll take a look.
I'm Rick Dawson in Williams, Indiana, where the high water keeps getting higher. We'll take you there in a live report coming up.
Also tonight, Debbie is in Washington, D.C., where she'll be reporting on Dick Lugar's history-making day in the U.S. Senate.
And it looks like a little more rain in the forecast, as well as some warmer temperatures. Details of weather.
These stories and more next on News 8 at 6 o'clock as your 24-hour news service continues.
Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse wants to give you all your spring project supplies on the house. Now through May 12th, Lowe's 6 months no-pay financing means buy a single receipt purchase of $200 or more in supplies for your spring project and pay nothing for 6 months. Not a dime. You just need Lowe's personal credit card. Now with 6 months no-pay financing and over 40,000 items, there's bound to be something on the house from Lowe's that you've just got to have on yours. Lowe's knows home improvement. We've known it for 50 years.
Announcing 5 for 5 time at Arby's. The deal's sure to start a stampede. We're talking 5 Arby's regular roast beef sandwiches for $5. Hold your horses. It gets better. You get Arby's slow roasted beef stacked high on a toasted bun and your choice of sauces. It's a better deal all around. 5 Arby's regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. Taste why it's better out here. And try Arby's new home-style fries. So good they even beat McDonald's in a national taste test.
You're watching 24-Hour News 8, the best news you'll get all day. Now, Mike Ahern.